Okay, I just wanted to do a quick video on how I do my tea concentrate for my kombucha. So here is, I have vanilla, usually you can't use flavored, but I found this particular one works, probably because it's, really good quality. But it's vanilla rooibos and gunpowder green tea is what I use. And I use not half, but maybe two-thirds two-thirds of the rooibos and a third of the green tea. And what I do, I add about 9 tablespoons for a 2.5 gallon. And usually, I don't know, I think it initially said 8 per gallon, but I found that 16, I think maybe that was teaspoons. Anyway, it says a teaspoon a cup, and of course there's 128 gallons in a 128 ounces in a gallon, 8 ounces in a cup. So you do the math. I don't know. I was thinking about that. But anyway, this is how much I use because this is the flavor. This flavor comes out good and seems to be a good ratio. So what I do is I put it in my big saucepan, and then I make this really dark. See how dark it is? It ends up really dark concentrate. And I let it sit for a few hours, what I did this time. And normally I let it sit overnight, but this time I just did, for a few hours. You can even do it for 15 minutes, they say, but I always find it's way better to concentrate my tea longer. And so what I'm doing is, it's sort of warm, not bad, but sort of warm, so I emptied some of my tea out so that I could pour water into it to cool it down. So that's what I do. I just make it in a, like I say, usually I do it overnight, which wouldn't mean that by morning it's totally cool. So right now it's a little bit warm, but that's just like lukewarm, so that's not gonna hurt anything. It's maybe a little above lukewarm. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that I use this mesh bag, and this is like for cheese or nut milk or whatever you use these for, or tea. I use it for tea, but it's heat resistant. It's pretty cool. It's about $2-3 at the store. Maybe you can find it cheaper, but I bought a couple of them. I use one for nut cheese and one for and milk and one for tea, so that it's separate. And then I put the seam on the outside for obvious reasons, so that the tea doesn't get caught up in it, and then I have to, figure out how to clean it every time. Anyway, that's how I do it. And then I'm gonna open this, and I'm gonna pour this in here with my SCOBY is already in there because it's a continuous brew, so I don't have to take it out, which just means you have a spigot, a batch, sorry about that, that's yucky looking. Batch brew is where you have just a mason jar, and then you take your SCOBY out of your batch, and do it batch per batch, and take your SCOBY out, put it in a bowl. This way I don't have to touch my SCOBY if I don't want to. I just took it out of there though and looked at it. It looks good. So that's all I wanted to do, was show you how I do my tea concentrate. Some people boil a whole big ginormous thing of water, this amount, then they let it cool. Takes a long time, blah blah blah. It's kind of hard. So if you do it this way, you can just add water to it to cool it down, in a bigger container, or you can let it cool overnight, and it just doesn't take that long because it's not as big a batch. So anyway, that's all. Have a good day.